Welcome back to EPIC44 with Intel, along with our sponsors Asus, Republic of Gamers, and Overclockers. I'm Panda, back once again with Jack.
Yeah.
Lovely to be back on the camera with you, Jack.
Back again? Yeah, back for another game.
Back for another one. With our first game of the day this morning was very unexpected, wasn't it?
I mean, we went into it thinking, like, this could be kind of close, maybe, and then that first half happened, 10-2, and we're like, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over. And then before we know it, it's 12-10, and they only
over.
just won it. And I was like, oh, that could have gone overtime.
I know. That could have been a good way to kick off the day. But as the day continues, our VALORANT tournament, lovely sponsored by Republic of Gamers, Asus. We've got CONEL versus lastminute.com.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the teams, lastminute.com are exactly what they
As
sound
the name
like.
suggests, yes.
Like to a T. I don't think you could get more
No.
to the point than that.
I was talking to some of the admins and also a couple of the players for it, and I do believe that they hadn't locked in their 5 until this morning.
Yes.
To the point, I think they might have had to dodge their first game.
Probably. I mean,
and they picked up someone so last minute that he went, oh yeah, I'm now playing now, by the way. And I was like, oh, nice, cool, I'll see you.
I mean, to be fair, before we even started casting our first game, there was only 2 people on the active roster. And now they've somehow managed to get 5.
They clawed 5 together.
Scoreline isn't exactly looking too great for them.
I think they've won 3 rounds.
They're here in spirit.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're that fun roster. They're all, like, I mean, Epic Land's just about having some fun with your mates.
Exactly.
Go have a good time. They're having a good time, I'm sure. Hopefully they win a few more rounds. I'm rooting for them a bit.
Yeah. But CONEL, looking at their track record so far, they've been having a good run.
Yeah.
Can it continue?
I think
so.
I would expect it to in this one. I think it's one of those where, I mean, yes, you run into a lot of unpredictability with a team like Last Minute because, I mean, you have no idea what they could run. You don't know what maps they really enjoy. They've only played like 2 so far. So you've got to bear that in mind. You might see a random pocket pick come out. Maybe we see something a bit random. I always love to see a Yoru, but it's become really common now.
It has.
So, I don't know, we might.
I think, is it safe to say, seeing Jet now is like a rare occurrence?
Ooh, wait. You're not wrong, actually. I feel like we are tending to see Jet a lot less because Raze is very much in meta for a lot of maps. Like, I mean, Lotus used to be one where you'd see a bit of Jet hovered here and there, but I feel like it's just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
And a lot of people still opting into the chamber, which I still find really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting pick. I mean, to be fair, with some of the players, they can certainly get a lot of value out of chamber.
Yeah, I mean,
Speaking of chamber, have you seen the upcoming changes of how the slows are going to be working?
I haven't.
The dashes of movement characters are going to be having their slow applied whilst they're dashing. So
That's interesting.
Yeah,
so Jets just can't just run out anymore.
No, they literally will just get stopped halfway because of the slow.
Can't wait to see all my teammates get caught up in that and die because they didn't realise it was a change.
Yeah. So that's a new change, which is going to be very, very interesting. So the Valorant team showcased the example on Bind. Was it A main going into lamps?
Yeah.
Right. Classic.
Oh yeah, classic Jet
dash
across.
Get stopped halfway through, before the teleporter.
So you just got to hope you can get in the TP in time, basically, and that's your only way out of that. Yeah, that's not ideal.
Yeah, it's very much more of a gamble now. So you can't take lamps as easily.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely something to bear in mind. Like with a change like that coming in, I often find the changes like that where it's been around so long that people are just used to these standard dashes.
Oh yeah.
And then you suddenly chuck something in, it's like, oh, you can't do that anymore. That's not an option. It's like when they changed the jet dash originally, back from where you had to pop it to then dash.
Yes.
I remember everyone was complaining about that. Of course, it's quite standard now. We realized it was actually quite a good change.
Yeah.
Made it less overpowered, but it takes a lot of time to get used to it.
Yes, yeah. It's definitely going to throw a lot of people off, 100%. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of mistakes caused in everyone's ranked games. Thinking. Those insta-lock jets, I'll just dash over. No,
you won't. It's not an option.
I can kind of start seeing how the chat's going to start going in the games.
Yeah. I can already imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, talking of changes, I mean, of course we've had Teo come in.
Yes.
Teo is a massive topic of conversation. I think one of the most broken agents on release.
Yeah.
Definitely up there.
Yeah. I think who else would have been up there technically?
I think Chamber on release was kind of busted.
Yeah, Chamber on release.
Chamber release was busted. I mean, if we talk OG release, Ray's double nade.
Yes, Ray.
That was.
Oh my god!
Everyone forgets that one.
Yeah.
That was the most broken agent we've had, I think, ever.
Yeah. Just remember, Project A was a game where abilities don't kill.
Which is why they reduced the nades. You only have one. they reduced it. It's fine, guys. But I think an agent like Teo, I mean, we saw it in VCT, already being picked so common. Even here, teams that won't have as much time to practice or run it, they just know that Teo is that character that is broken. If you have someone who can just play Teo, put them on it on like any map.
I mean, like if you can't do lineups, don't play Sova. Play Teo.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have lineups for mollies? Oh, it's all right.
That's fine.
Teo's
Teo.
just got auto-locking missiles for you.
Yeah. And what's that?
You're not good at like throwing like flashes or concussions. Oh yeah, no, don't worry. It's a straight line. Straight line projectile for you.
And that ultimate. What? Yeah, it's just easy. You just plonk it down where you want it, and they're just dead.
Yeah, I'll do it yourself for you.
Yeah. It's only a slightly broken agent, guys. Don't worry.
You know, just balanced gameplay design. Just pure balance right there.
It's the fact as well that it's just the regenerating missiles.
Yeah.
Not on 2 kills. No, it's on a timer.
On a timer.
Like, put it on 2 kills, and I'm like, maybe that makes sense.
Yeah.
On a timer, please no.
No.
I remember when they got rid of the Sky timer on the flashes.
Yes, yeah,
That still makes me sad to this day
Yeah.
as a Sky player myself.
Yeah, because those flashes they're really strong.
They were.
And they were on like what, 35-second something cooldown once you've used them all or something like that. And then they just got rid of them.
Yeah, it used to be so good, and it used to be pop flashing, all of that lot. No, it's all gone.
No.
They nerfed it, and then they bring out Teo.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus. I don't know who in the Riot office cooked that one up, but I'm pretty sure they weren't on this mortal plane at that time.
My guess is right. They do play testing a lot, and they play against each other. I reckon the person in charge of it was doing really well in those lobbies and was like, I need this to stay as it is because I'm doing really well. But we're getting our maps on through here, and it looks like we're going to Pearl.
Back to Pearl.
Again.
We're back to Pearl. We casted Pearl this morning, and we're back at Pearl again. Probably going to see Teo.
Yeah, I would expect to see a Teo. I think I'll be most interested to see what duelist they pick into here. I think that's always one where it's often a bit more comfort on Pearl.
Yeah.
Because Pearl's been out for so long, I think people are still trying to rediscover, with Yoru now being like a viable agent, do you run the Yoru? With Chamber clearly coming back in a bit, do you run the Chamber? Do you run the Jet? But like, where'd you go?
Do you even run the Phoenix? Because Phoenix is pretty viable agent here on Pearl. It's like one of the few maps where Phoenix is actually a viable
He's an
pick.
option, definitely, yeah.
So he can be part of someone's arsenal if they're good with him. If not, then you're better off playing something else that you're a bit more comfortable on. I do want to say, like, I haven't been seeing much Viper. Like, I know she's had like a few like
I've
nerfs.
seen one Viper so far.
Yeah, a few nerfs since was the last Epic, and she's not exactly in the greatest spot.
Yeah, the one Molly kind of
Yeah.
killed off a lot of the, I'm going to sit back and send a Molly from the other map. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's a necessary change, but I think she's been. Me personally, I'm a bit biased, right? I think she's just been a bit nerfed too much.
Yeah.
So just I want Riot to do something, just do a little something to just bring her back.
Just bring her back, yeah. I think with the smoke sides, I would expect to see Astras on both sides.
Yes.
I think Astra is one of those which, again, left out of meta for so long, but then they buff it a little bit, and then everyone's like, okay, Astra's good again.
Yeah,
I'm back on.
It's like it wasn't even that big of a change to Astra, wasn't it?
No, it's just adding a star back.
Yeah, exactly, and that's
which
just
was the thing that often killed Astra.
Yeah.
So then people were like, oh, the star's back, I'm back on.
Exactly. I mean,
a big map like Pearl, it's definitely useful to have.
Yes,
you can't run something like a Brimstone, you just don't have the range.
No, like if you're not running Astra, you have to commit to like at least 2 smokes.
Yeah.
And that's just too costly because you'd rather spread the roster out with some other forms of utility. I mean, before Teo was
a thing,
right, you'd probably go for like the Breach, maybe the Sky potentially, right? You normally see like the Fade, as one of the main staple initiators, especially for like most teams. But if someone's a bit more proficient on either the Sky or the Breach, you'd see that. But now Teo's in, doesn't exactly matter. That's an interesting map.
I don't know if we're on Haven here. This might.
You know what?
There we go.
There we are.
Slightly confused.
It's all right. It's all right. Production team's keeping us on our toes.
Yeah, I mean, already we're seeing the Visors come through. Visor's another one that we forgot to mention for Pearl. I mean, definitely an agent that can do so well, especially just breaking off that first person in. You have your Jet that just dashes in, and then they're all alone, and suddenly the whole team is fighting them, and they have no backup.
Oh no, yeah, no. And you know what's interesting? We're seeing a Clove pick. I've yet to see a Clove pick today.
Yeah.
And very interesting. Probably wouldn't be my go-to for smokes because it's looking like they're running like a single like
ISO
controller.
Double duelist with the ISO here.
Yeah, I think for lastminute.com, I think they are.
They're just having some fun.
I think they're just vibing.
Yeah, I
think they're vibing. I'm not seeing a single Teo in sight.
Yeah, no Teo is an interesting pick, but also having I guess the Vise is your flash initiator in this sense, because you don't have one.
I mean, yeah, you got the Phoenix there.
You got the Phoenix. I mean, we've seen the Vise played as a breach before. I remember last Epic we had them where they played. Some team played Haven and chucked a Vise in instead of a breach, and we're like, that's kind of crazy, but it worked out. So it could work here on a map like Pearl, but I'll be interested to see how this goes down, especially that double duelist comp. I think that will be the main thing. Like, what sort of positions can you get into to actually make use of this? Like, your Jet's going to be that dive.
Yeah.
But your Phoenix still needs to be able to set up and make space elsewhere. Are you going to just let them kind of roam around and have some fun?
Exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how they play. I mean, like we've been seeing, I'm not really exactly expecting lastminute.com to, you know, pull any crazy miracles out of the bag. I mean, if they do, really, really good.
I'm here for it if they do.
And whatnot. But, you know, as we're getting into the game, 20 seconds left on the clock on this buy phase. Let's see how they do. CONEL looking like they're running a pretty good composition right now for their defense, and lastminute.com throwing a bit of a surprise. See how they go. You know, that single clove controller. It's going to be very interesting to see how it runs.
Looks like on the defense side, they're going aggressive A, and on the attack side, aggressive B. Opposite ends here. I mean, they're going to get the orb for free here, which is great, but they're going to have to be fast on this rotate. They might want to commit to flank here, but already you're seeing so much space guarded for lastminute.com and only one player from CONEL already.
Yeah, and then Para throwing that Razor Line over into connector there just to see if they can push anyone out, and AV is pushing out. They see the shoulder. Both people managed to get a little tag on each other. And you can see on the map already, lastminute.com have completely taken the B side. They've just got a free place to plant. And with that Vise flash coming out, that is going to be helping them indicate that lastminute.com have taken this side. But as we can see, the Vise on the side of lastminute.com are flanking around. Para, oh, they're not hitting their shots. Oh, but Soup and DanDan are, and all of a sudden the kill feed is just completely lit up, and lastminute.com have got obliterated off the face of the earth.
That all happened so quick, and all of a sudden, all the lastminute.com are gone. I think it's one of those where you planted in this position where you can't play long at all. I mean, that is so closed off. You have to have someone in that backside position, and it forces them to take these fights early, and they just can't win them out.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was incredibly fast and very incredibly scrappy. But CONEL, you know, they came out with 2 people left on top, and now as we're going into the buy round now, we can see that the Arsenal on side of CONEL, Outlaw, a Guardian, Bulldog, Sheriff, as well as a Stinger, you know, looking good. On the side of lastminute.com, you know, classic eco setup, you know, a couple of Sheriffs here and there. So hopefully they're feeling a little bit confident in their aim. If not, well, then the value is gone.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen what Sheriffs can do. They can win you rounds, definitely. I've seen a few too many times here, but this Outlaw, such a good gun. One shot to the body and you're gone down because you don't have anything more than that light shield, and DanDan knows this. DanDan could just be as aggressive as he wants as long as he can dash out.
Exactly that. And now thanks to that initial pick, you know, that's the Phoenix taken out of the equation. So in terms of how aggressive lastminute.com can be, they're having to rely on the Arc Rose. Oh, but DanDan just absolutely destroys Soup. That was a good Soup for the side of DanDan right there, taking them out. Lovely headshot as well. And now lastminute.com again absolutely obliterated as AV just jumps on through, balls to the walls, absolutely no fear, takes them all out, and down falls Last Minute.
Yeah, I mean, that was just fearless play there from CONEL. They knew they could just run in, take these fights. I mean, DanDan just getting so aggressive with that Outlaw. Like, does not need to take those fights, but just knows he can.
Yeah, no, that was very much a ranked kind of play style right there. Yeah, very, very ego peaking, you know, just full send it, and it worked out. It worked out.
I mean, flawless round.
Exactly, yeah. Now going into the conversion round, you would expect now LMC to, you know, at least pick up this round. I mean, like just looking, 4 Vandals, sorry, and a Phantom, you know, versus 3 rifles at most.
One thing to be careful of, though, a lot of them have bought into those regen shields or the light, which against an Outlaw is not ideal at all, because it means you're still one shot to it in the body. And maybe a slight oversight on their part, maybe try and get that investment, drop a bit of util, but they managed to get almost into the site here, but there's so much on the other side of this wall, and they're going to know it, and the whole team is rotated over already, and DanDan, as I'm saying it, hits the headshot, doesn't matter how much shield you have. And they're just not able to get this site, forcing them to back up.
DanDan going to go for another peek, or they're going to have to move away thanks to the shot dart. Oh, they managed to get a tag, but they are going to get tagged by the shot dart. Oh, but Para picks up 2 for themselves. Lovely little headshot spray transfer right there.
Yeah, all of a sudden puts it in decent position here as VegBeans gets another as well. Gets traded out by Melonzane. And gets the second as well. Para on that free K here. Just radar left on site. Has to back on up. Has the Sheriff. But one of these players is so weak and the other does not have much either. All it's going to take is a couple shots to land, and they're not landing just yet. One bullet left, and Para closes out the round. A 4K for them. And it's around on the board for last minute.
Yeah, finally around on the board for last minute, but it was a little bit of a costly one right there. They lost 3 players, nearly 4 towards the end there. But they finally got themselves around on the board. You know, looking at the economy, Soup and Steered, sorry, jeez. The numbers were throwing
Honestly,
me
the
off.
numbers do throw me off as well.
Steered, sorry. Yeah, their economy's not exactly looking too great right now, so in terms of what they're able to buy and in terms of the firepower that they've got going into this round, it's not really in their favour. So CONEL should be looking to pick this one up, but we shall see. Surprises can happen.
Yeah, I mean, interesting to see as well, that 4th round operator from Dandan. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. The outlaw kills early on will get that money going nice and quick, and we've seen that you can land these shots, but an operator this early on could be a powerful weapon. And Steered, maybe a bit worried about this. Doesn't want to swing first.
No, I think LMC are trying to kind of like weigh up the options, right? Who's more expendable than the other?
Yeah, who can we get rid of to this operator to find out where it is?
I like how Dandan's just kind of got a bit more of an eye on the actual ultimate orb itself rather than, you know, behind back of box, just in case anyone decides to peek out on. But he's going to see the shoulder. Oh, and just gets tagged. That shot through the wall is going to ensure that Steered survives and is going to be making the way through. But you know what? Riolu had a few other options for that. And then Radar picks up a kill onto Hamza.
Yeah.
So already a 3 versus 5. And look at this. Para managing to get behind Avi, but not able to capitalize on it. Oh, they do get stunned by the Nebula there. And down they fall. And Dandan just absolutely is obliterating Soup right now. I mean, Soup's not exactly having the best run against Dandan. But VegBeans takes out Riolu. Can there be a one-man army for the side of LMC? More likely not than will. Oh, but the shot gets misses. But Avi was there to capitalize on the swing. Nicely timed. Good coordination. Easy does it.
Yeah, I mean, just making sure they don't get too aggressive there. They know they can sit back. I mean, Dandan with that operator lands, I mean, I believe the shot through the wall onto the player. So a bit unfortunate there, but manages to back on up. Just waits back. Lets the team help him out. I mean, the Phoenix pushes all the way through. Doesn't even realize he's being watched from mid. And before you know it, they just win that round out nice and easily.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Para nearly got a good opportunity to take out AV as they were rotating through mid interconnector there, but they just got themselves caught out having that razor wire out in terms of util rather than having the gun. But, you know, these things happen, and it's just in case of can they just, you know, pick themselves back up from it. Looking for, like, it's going to be a little bit different now that they're looking more, pondering more towards the A side. And
unfortunate whiff there from Dandan. Gets Radar to spot out for him where these players are, but can't land the shot just yet. So that's going to force them to go back from that aggression. It's going to give last minute just a little bit of an idea that there might be a bit more over towards A, but they still want to maybe go for this. They've definitely been spotted out now, and they're going to go for it anyway. Dandan unable to land the shots just yet, but he's going to see the players and Steered with a Marshall on the other side. Clean headshot, and all of a sudden Soup picks up another in mid. A 3-on-5 now as the ultimate gets invested, but AV is in your back line. You've got to be ready for this, and you're not. Takes down 2 players, brings it even all of a sudden. The ultimate's done nothing. He's all the way out in mid here. But no, Steered gets taken down by Riolu. AV in such an awkward position, does not know the timing, and VegBeans will take him down. And after all of that, it's down to the 2-on-2, but the players on CONEL are split. They don't know where they want to hold here. It's going to allow Para to push up with VegBeans here into Riolu, who lands the shots. And all of a sudden, it's all left down onto VegBeans. Got the whole team on his back here. What can he get done? Vandal in hand. He has the full shield and health at the moment, though, so might be able to take this fight, but this flash is going to be perfect. Riolu does not allow for that to happen.
What a perfect little pop flash coming out from Riolu right there. Yeah, with that, with the smoke to cover Riolu right there, didn't get caught out by the recon bolt. Yeah. So VegBeans was just none the wiser. Had no idea where they were, and Riolu just, what a perfect pop flash.
Yeah. I mean, really playing that solo like so well. I mean, they were split and they knew they were. So he just kind of goes, get the one, back up. Just you need to regroup at that point. You then have numbers advantage. Just not even allowing a chance for VegBeans to get back in that one.
Now, for the side of CONEL, I'm looking at AV right now. They've picked up the Judge of all things. And look at where they're situating themselves. They're still situating themselves in mid.
That mid doors position with a Judge. I mean, it can be powerful, but looks like Dandan really wants to get aggressive again. Hamza sends a few shots away to try and get them to run back.
And Radar managed to get 2 suppressed there. That's really good information for AV. Because with that self-drone, they might be pressured to rotate over to mid-doors. And oh, Soup redeems themselves, finding a headshot onto Riolu. Ah, and Dan picking up a headshot for themselves, avenging their teammate.
Oh, Juggles comes back as well, making sure it can't be recovered.
Oh, very, very nice.
Very quickly done as well.
I mean, hey, if Dan never doesn't make it much further as a Valorant player, they can pick up juggling.
Yeah, they can clean up after each round. Someone has to clean up guns.
Exactly, yeah. Melanzy, lovely little headshot right there. Using that shear to cut them off. Catch the guard.
Judge.
Ooh, 1,
No,
2, 3.
no!
Judge, jury, executioner.
It should never be happening. The judge in that corner, they just don't clear it. They run the first player in, and then it's too late at that point. You're being run at. And AV just shuts it down. I mean, 10-2 so far. Ultimate online.
AV's,
given whatever gun, he seems to be okay.
Exactly. I mean, AV's doing very, very well. That when I saw that judge buy, I knew they were cooking, and cooked they did.
That spot on door. If anyone goes through the door, it's just instant death.
Yeah, it's just GG at that point.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a setup for last minute on the side of A, and Dan tries to get aggressive, but there's a Jet already behind this box in Soup, and he can't land the shots just yet. Suddenly, there's 3 players he has to fight, but Riolu manages to get 2 and get out with his life. I say that, and Veg Beans trades it back with the operator on the Sova here. The knives have been popped for Soup. So all of a sudden, it's a 4-on-3 here for last minute, and they've got the site for now, but Hamza cannot find a kill. So it will bring us back even for both sides. Soup unable to land the shots just now, only has 5 bullets in the Vandal. The ultimate's been invested to try and take some of these guns away. But no kills coming through from either side just yet. These 2 players on site just sitting back. You know they have to just play their life for as long as possible. Soup in a really awkward position here. Got a lot to deal with, but manages to land the shots onto the first. Takes down Melanzane. And Radar is such low HP and has Soup to deal with. Still, Soup runs through the wall, gets the first. Knows where the last is. Surely, no, he does not. And Veg Beans does not land the shot. Radar wins out that round. I don't know how, but somehow wins it and takes a 6-1.
Oh my goodness, yeah. If you're Veg Beans, you're not going to be happy with that shot right there. Those are not the shots you should be missing.
Yeah. I think the communication may be a bit off as well, because they were on opposite sides of the wall, but it seemed like none of them heard the tap and knew where the player was.
Yeah, that's very concerning from LMC, I will admit. But as we're going into round number 8, on the side of CONEL, they've got 4 ultimates up and ready. They did have 5, but AV used their Cosmic Divide in that last round and still managed to pick up a kill for themselves. And so, CONEL have got a lot to work with.
Yeah, I think from the side of the last minute, you'd want to see a bit more outsteered here. I mean, on that Phoenix, only able to get 1 kill just for now. But maybe he needs to start looking at lurking around, play for yourself a little bit, be a bit of a selfish duelist, you know? Phoenix is one of those that can get away with that.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, they've got the run it back, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing. So out comes the curveball.
They don't know.
Zane gets completely protected thanks to that Nebula smoke. And ooh, comes in with the classic, just gets absolutely decimated. Soup and Para taking the numbers into their advantage for LMC. And ooh, Radar sees the wrist, sees the gun barrel, and oh, no way!
It's a second as well.
Para that should not have been allowed, but yet it was, and it's all up to Dan. Operator in hand, they get 1. Can they get a second? No, they cannot. Caught with their pants down, and oh my goodness.
How? I don't understand how that happened. They knew exactly where they were, and it's just one of those where suddenly maybe just has a slight inkling or sees just the gun barrel pop into screen and flick on and done. And gets 2 kills off it as well.
Yep. It's that simple maneuver of moving slightly to the left.
Yeah. Just it's so awkward. It's one of those we don't ever want to see that one back. But
I can't believe Para was able to get away with that. It's just you know what, the aim was really good. They got 1 kill, quickly able to capitalize onto a second.
This aggression.
Talk about capitalize, yeah.
Dan's run all the way up with these knives. Really wants to get activated, and he's got Riolu to back him up. Has to expend 1 to get rid of that dart so he doesn't get spotted, but here we go to Phoenix Flash and the KO on each side. He gets 1 already. Second for Riolu as well, and Dan still alive. I know what, Veg Bean's the only one able to trade 1 back, but does get traded, and you've only got 2 members left so early on in this round.
Oh my goodness. What a very, very fast opening. Now as the Arc Growth gets popped. Ooh, Soup is going to take out Dan. 2v3.
Maybe a bit too aggressive there.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the members of CONEL. They're making their way through mid.
Oh, they're going to be ready for this, though.
Davey making their way through. Ooh, not going to make their way through shopping. I think they're going to just hold in mid right here. Yeah, I think they're calling the rotate now. Yep. Good call on the side of LMC right there, not to rotate through mid. Otherwise, they would have completely got caught with their pants down. And so they're just going to have to play this a little bit slower. But
I don't think they're going to be ready for this many
I don't
players.
think so, no. CONEL have managed to rotate much faster than probably LMC anticipated.
Flash is already gone. I mean, this wall is here as well. They're going to get isolated, but no, manages to pop it up. But only 20 seconds left on the round. For you to get in, take these players down, and get spiked down, there's not much time left at all. And Melanzane's ready to try and shut this down. Not able to land the shots just yet, but there we go. Clean flick onto the second as well.
I mean, easy work for the side of CONEL. 7-2. Nice, easy day for them in the office, from what it seems like.
I mean, this is kind of what we expect to come into it, but last minute showing some signs of brilliance, actually. They've had a few times where they've won out these rounds, which maybe we don't expect, and they've got these plays set up. But I think it's just maybe on the individual level that CONEL just, I mean, they're shooting.
Yeah, exactly. No, CONEL are doing really well. We gotta remind ourselves that lastminute.com, right? They didn't exactly have a team coming into the event like before this started. So, you know, the results are to be what they are, like what they're showing, right? But like you said, they are showing moments of brilliance, and Steered nearly able to show brilliance for LMC by picking up a kill onto AV, but managed to get out with their life. Ooh, Melanzane with the shear, but they're gonna get taken out.
Soup gets isolated but wins.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. You would have thought there'd be a few more numbers on the side of CONEL when that shear went up.
And this has caused for a really interesting... It looks like last minute, whilst they have the A-side control, all the rest of the map has gone over to the side of CONEL, and they're going to be rounding the back line. Dan already gets 2, almost a third as well, which will get traded out eventually by Raulu, but VegBeans, it will take down 1, and Steered combines for a second as well, but VegBeans still has a lot to deal with here. Can recover this spike for now, but it's not going to be the easiest of spots.
No, it's not. I mean, it's a 2v2, health-wise, looking pretty even on either side, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but now thanks to Phoenix's abilities and his flames to heal himself, topping themselves up, so Steered is looking much healthier than they were before.
So they got the read wrong as well.
Yeah, look at that. LMC pondering more towards A, and CONEL are none the wiser.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an awkward one here for VegBeans, though. That operator opts not to change over to a Vandal, maybe more confident in the shots, and accidentally walks into the team's fire there.
Do you like your beans baked?
At this, I think they're a bit burnt.
10 seconds left.
But there we go. Gravity well used as well to bring the spike more into the open, but VegBeans manages to get that down and get away with his life for now, but I think AV might have worked out where he's gone, but this operator can do so much here. He has the ultimate online as well if he chooses.
Oh, but look at where Steered is.
Steered can do so much.
He's gone for a little wraparound. Can he capitalize on it?
His timing.
Gets 1 and 2.
It's perfect.
Really nice rotate coming out from Steered right there. Really good call. I quite liked where they were holding initially by like Art and Connector, but when they got that wraparound through water, even better.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying we wanted Steered to do a bit more. That's exactly what we need. A round out of Steered where he gets free. I mean, multiplies his kills massively, and if we can get a bit more of that, like those little lurks, as you were saying, getting into that back line so late on in the round, they didn't have time to even think about clearing it.
No, they did not. So, as we're now going into the penultimate round, in terms of ult economy-wise, looking at the side of CONEL, looking a bit better. You got the Null Command as well as the Steel Garden, ready and waiting to take away the primary guns of the side of LMC. But with how aggressive they've been consistently being, they've been able to take out quite convincingly. Oh my god! That was disgusting. Soup is going to be eating well tonight after that one. And now that has given LMC prime opportunity to get that spike planted. But what they don't know is that Riolu and Dan are holding main, and Steered might be jumping straight into it.
That's going to be a gun they can recover as well, and they've got all of this positioning. They're just going to just run into it, try and
my god, Melanzane. Oh my god, don't tell me it's going to happen twice.
Surely not. Oh no, he's going to spot
goodness.
2 out
with
as
a
well.
classic
With a classic.
2. Oh no. Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think CONEL saw the Phoenix flank and went, anything you can do, we can do better.
Yeah, and they just did it tenfold.
Yeah, yeah, it's an unfortunate one.
It was. It was one of the rounds.
Yeah, definitely one of the rounds. But I mean, at least it's a buy on the side of last minute here. Like, a few like weaponry, you know, a couple of light shields thrown in the mix and a Spectre as well. But I mean, it's what you want going into this, as much as you can get done like where possible. But full buy on the other side for CONEL. But if you look at the ultimates, last minute have every single one of their ults except the Clove Bomb.
Exactly.
I mean, some of these ultimates can be massive. I mean, the Steel Garden, as you were saying, takes away every single one of the guns. You've got a free gun in the sense of the knives as well. You've got an extra life in the Phoenix. Like, get these ultimates online and get them popping through, as you'd flash your teammate there, but that's all good because Souk didn't need to see anyone anyway.
Yeah, I think a little bit of coordination needs to be worked out, but the running back coming out, Steered making their way through. Razorvine gonna slow Steered down, but they're gonna take him out. Ooh, Souk gonna get caught out by that Arc Rose, but no, nothing to capitalize on. And it's really, really important that LMC are able to get that spike planted. And now as the Steel Garden comes out, how many of them have lost their weapons? Well, Hamza has lost their life, and AV might be looking to be the Grim Reaper for LMC in this round. Can they pick up another one? Yes, they can. Are they able to pick up a third? No, they're not, but Melon Zane gonna pick up two! And pick up a third they shall. And it's a flawless round coming out for CONEL, but look at that scoreline. What a terrifying set of numbers that we are seeing right now.
We've seen it time and time again. That scoreline is one of the best but worst scorelines possible. Like, yes, you have a 6-round lead. We've seen way too many times where this has caused someone to lose, but I'm sure this will not be the case for CONEL. I may or may not have just cursed them, but we'll see.
I have full confidence in CONEL being able to close out within the next couple rounds. I mean, with how they've been playing, you know, they've been playing a lot more coordinated, and let's be honest, it's to be expected. LMC, again, to their name, they are very playing it by the book. They are fully committing to the name that they've come up with their team, and it does show. At least they're playing their part.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see, though, on the defense side, how Steered and Souk like get activated. You've got these two duelists that can kind of just get aggressive on each side of the map. So you always have that option for aggression wherever you are, and Veg Beans wants to try and find out someone in mid, but instantly gets that taken away.
Gonna get suppressed. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Incoming!
All of the util just there to stop it. He throws the dart up, but it's not going to reveal any of the players, and he gets taken down straight away. Dan gets another as well onto Para. And all of a sudden, that's already 2 players down from the side last minute, but still a few to deal with on site. Steered lands a great shot. Tries to get the second, the jumping player, and does, but finally gets traded out by Melon Zane. The jumping classic. Yes, the gun is still broken. But all of a sudden, I mean, they brought the numbers a lot closer. You've still got 2 players left standing here. I mean, if Souk can just land a couple nice shots with this Sheriff, that could be all they need, but there's so much to clear out left. CONEL have just pushed all the way back. They don't want to take these fights early at all. They're willing to just sit back and wait, especially with that Astra util still online.
Exactly. I mean, thanks to the Clove smoke, kind of bought LMC a little bit more time. They look like they're probably going to be re-smoking main again, but they don't think they've taken into account Melon Zane hanging around there.
Oh, they know?
Oh, they have. Able to successfully swing and clear it, but now they've got 2 members of CONEL to face, and also guided salvos, which is not going to be helping at all, and AV and Radar clean up nice and quickly.
Yeah, not much you can do against those. I mean, if a Teo's still standing, especially with an Astra as well, you're not going to be able to defuse anytime soon.
No, you know, you got the gravity well into the guided salvo. What can you do? Like, let's be honest.
You just got to stand there and accept your fate at that point. But, I mean, overall, though, a decent round, a decent attempt from the side of last minute there. Yeah. Managing to get some important kills, some great shots, I have to say, on site.
100%.
I mean, if you get some guns in your hands, maybe that can be good, but you've got to get it going quickly because you don't want to drop too many rounds too early. And a Marshall invested for Soup there.
Interesting choice.
It's an interesting one, and they're going to be running into it.
Yeah. Tagged one. Well, not tagged off. Yeah, no, it was a risky buy, and unfortunately for Soup, it did not pay off.
Yeah, I mean, Dan's just showing why they're just one of the best jets on the server right now, but Azeda and Hamza landing a great shot. Sees another player, but unable to land the shots on through.
Dan going to pick up that Marshall for themselves, as CONEL are going to get that spike planted. Ooh, instead are not going to be connecting their classic shots, and Radar juggling the guns away, and AV holding that flank. And
Instead, nothing we can do.
Dan picks up 4. I mean,
Dan
What can you say?
saw the Marshal and went, oh, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
I'll have some fun. And then just casually gets 4.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, looking like how Dan's been playing, they've been playing absolutely spectacular. Like Dan's been doing really, really well, especially with these scoped rifles in particular. Right, they've been doing really, really well, and it has been showing. That's not to discredit anyone from the side of LMC. You know, they've had their moments of brilliance, like you said, but it's just clear to see like who is more prepared than the other. And it's just unfortunate for the members of LMC that they kind of just come in like a little bit last minute, but you know what, they're here for a fun time, not for long.
Talk of a fun time, we're going to have a crunch over towards A main here as both teams want to push and get aggressive as Soup will land the shots onto the first, gets traded back and Ryolu will kind of combine for a second there as well. And they managed to win out that little fight there, so CONEL will have the numbers advantage. An interesting thing you were saying about the scope weapons is Veg Beans on the Sova on that Marshal again. Clearly opting towards the scope guns, maybe their preferred gun of choice here. But all of a sudden, everyone's just slowed on down, but Para wants to get aggressive, wants to find out these players, manages to find the first. There's a second in the corner, doesn't spot them up first, but will land the shots anyway. Brings the numbers back in their favor here. In a round which they need.
I'm very surprised AV did not swing that after Para got the initial kill.
Oh, Veg Beans! I say about the Marshal, I mean, that's clearly why he's buying it. Able to land those shots on Fru and Dan. There's really not much more you can do. You have the full shield and health, though. If you can just find a couple of these engagements, just isolate these fights, it's definitely doable. Spots out where Veg Beans is, but has to be aware that there's a possible flank, but there isn't for now. 30 seconds left on the clock, and the thing to focus on now is you need to get this spike planted down, and it needs to be quick. And you have to watch out for these fights. Manages to land the shots on the first, unable to land onto the second, and there we go. Para cleans it up after what looked like a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, Dan, they were, like, in terms of, like, the way they were clearing angles and everything, they probably could not have done it, like, more perfect.
Yeah.
Like, they did everything that they needed to. It's just unfortunate that they weren't able to connect the shots because, you know, they took out the initial kill, but if they were able to get Veg Beans at the back there in Garden, that would have been
I mean, if he gets that kill, all of a sudden, I think he's just winning it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the confidence coming out from Dan, right? They were able to take out, I think, Soup at the back there over in the dugout. They knew exactly where Veg Beans was, but because they didn't connect that initial shot, it kind of threw them off, and then trying to take on Para just fumbled the bag a bit.
Yeah. Hamza already got aggressive out the smoke here in a really awkward spot, a really good spot actually. Takes down Melanzane. And that's a Spectre taking down a Vandal. Unable to recover it just now, but always good to take the guns out of the hands. Dan wants to get aggressive through this corner. Will swat out the wall. Will get trapped in these fawns and lands the shots though, and can get out as well with that updraft. Regroup with the rest of the team.
Dan had full confidence in themselves, no doubt about it. And ooh, Veg Beans is very, very lucky to get out with their life right there.
Maybe a bit over aggressive there. Almost paid the price, but as you said, yeah, gets out of his life, and maybe just wanting to wait to hope maybe Veg Beans does that again. But won't get spotted out by this start either, so they're not too sure anything's going on. So for last minute, he seems to be calling the rotate on over as Radar. He's going to start sending some shots through towards A, which is going to really call for a lot more of the rotates. The rest of the team, they're all just sitting waiting and be.
I mean, look how patient CONEL are playing, right? Like, they're not moving at all. They've got Radar on the other side of the map, providing members of CONEL all that information.
This fake is going to be so...
Guided Salvo coming out just to force a bit of util, faking out. And even the Astra Nebula faking A site.
And got it for free.
And look at that. Played to perfection. And LMC got caught completely unawares. And now with that spike down...
Watch out for that player in mid as well.
Yeah, you got to watch out for Radar, because he could be a very, very deadly thorn in the side of LMC if they are not keeping track of the enemy's positions. Ooh, but Dan not connecting the Blaze Storm right there. Can they connect the Vandal shots? No, they cannot. They do now. Can they do it again? Maybe he's there for the trade. 3 for Dan. Can they make it 4? They dash around to the back of halls, and Steered is going to take them out nice and quickly. Can Steered pick up a second? Yes, they can, but unfortunately for them, not a third, as CONEL send themselves over to series points.
Yeah, I mean, they're really putting up a fight from the side of the last minute here. I mean, keeping these rounds close. Every single one they've lost, except for a couple of flawlesses in there. The majority of them, they get at least a few kills on through, but CONEL just seems to be winning these all out. I mean, Dan, we've highlighted him time and time again, 23 and 10, but even then looking down to Avi, well, the Astra that's just the rock for the team, 18 and 6 on an Astra.
I know. I mean, AV had a really, really good start to this game. Well, they were doing really, really well, you know, really popping off, and they've just kept that play consistent. Dan just had a bit of time to warm up whilst, you know, AV was keeping the, you know, the throne seat warm for them, and now, you know, the scoreboard's starting to show.
Yeah, Veg Beans, he sent the recon out to try and find out where these players were. Gets destroyed straight away, so he knows there's at least one on the other side here, but does he realize that there's 3 players pushing up through as the smoke will drop down? He will see the players, but no, AV takes him out straight away, and that's going to be the go button. They're going to head on into sight. There's still a player here to deal with, and it instantly gets dealt with nice and easily there. And all of a sudden, only 3 players left standing as Dan goes aggressive into spawn as well. Para left all on his lonesome in mid, and AV takes him out. Last kill left, and Soup all of a sudden manages to get a kill back onto AV, but that will be it. Radar finishes out the game, 13-4 for the side of CONEL there. And lastminute.com put up a fight, but it was not enough.
You know what? LMC, they did actually pretty well. I will admit, they did a lot better than I was initially expecting, especially with, well, very last minute, where their team came together. And they did put up quite a good fight, in all honesty. I mean, CONEL just showed that they were just a bit more prepped, a bit more coordinated, and they are coming into this competition with a bit more of that, you know, that competitive side to them in terms of wanting to, you know, take, you know, the title of EPIC44. But with that being said, I think we should go to a break.
Yeah, head over to a quick break, and we'll be back soon with some more games.